Right then, good afternoon everybody, and welcome along to Extinguished Motorsports. It is the fourth round of the season. I do apologise for joining a little bit late. You know how the EA lobbies are. It was not working for me tonight, but I have got it all sorted out now, so that is all good. I have missed quite a bit of qualifying, but it should be all good. The end of qualifying still, and then the 50% Grand Prix coming up just after this. After that, of course, as well, then we've got your post-race interviews. So if anybody after this race wants to be interviewed by me on the stream, make sure you send me a message. But anyway, everybody, we've missed quite a bit of qualifying. We need to catch up on what we've missed. It is the Haas car of Owen, the fastest man at the minute. It's a 1:31.8. 300ths of a second separate him and Speed Freak then on 1 and 2 at this moment in time, and then closely followed by Passy in third place. It's 1:31.8. We've got 5 drivers in the 1:31 times here in Las Vegas then, which is an extremely close qualifying this early on. Well, to be fair, this late on actually now, with only, I think, 5 minutes to go of this session. We've missed quite a lot, but 13 drivers join us this afternoon, and that should be very good. At least we're here for the whole race, of 50%, of course, which you are all used to. But Extinguished Motorsports tonight, then everybody, 13 drivers join us, and we cross the line with Percival. It's half a second quicker for him. Where is that man? Percival down in 12th position. It's 1:33.4. And second to the back at this minute in time. As the Haas gets wheeled into the pit lane with 4 minutes to go of qualifying. Owen at the minute, the fastest man on the track. It's a 1:31.8. We've seen Jay then over the line. It's second place for him. 1:31.810. 100th of a second between them, ladies and gentlemen. Reaper in the chat. It's good to see you, mate. It's been a while. Thank you for the bits sent as well. Thank you very much. It's been absolutely ages, Reaper. I'm glad to see you, mate. Welcome in. Oh, mate, absolute legend. Thank you so much. I don't know how many that is, but treating us again. It's been a while, Reaper. I'm glad you're back in the stream. I saw you join the other night, but I actually started the stream a bit early, so I had to end it. So that is why it got cut short. But thanks for joining us this afternoon. It's Extinguished Motorsports, Las Vegas, the fourth round of the season. And we're going to get, of course, the highlight reel posted after this race as well. So it's going to be a very nice evening, especially racing down this strip this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. But Owen, the fastest man, he's coming out of the pit lane now as well. So he wants more out of the car, out of this qualifying session, and he's going to give it another go. His outlap starts now. The McLaren flies past him of Stray Dog, who's going to be on an outlap at the minute, so will not be a lap we can follow along with. We'll check if there is any more, though. It could be the Ferrari on a flying lap. No, he is 2 seconds down. Percival, possibly he's into the pit lane. We've got Andrew Pittsmith on a... He was on a lap, never mind. That man has got the low fuel light on. He needs to try and make it towards the line. CJ Drama, he's on the track then in the first sector towards the end of it now. We'll see if he's on a lap or not. He's on non-EOS. He's 5 seconds down, so that will not be a presentable lap for him at this moment in time. As he cuts the corner, bring himself onto the track. We head up towards the top then, as of course we know Owen on an outlap. There's a few drivers heading slowly down the Las Vegas strip. Stray Dog's on an outlap too, but he's invalidated at the minute, and we'll see his flying lap once he gets there. There is an Alpine towards the line now. I think it might just be Dom Pedrito, who is wherever I find him. Never mind, he's at pass. I'm completely the wrong person here. I can't see what I'm looking at on this screen. Dom Pedrito in P7. Ladies and gentlemen, and he is on an outlap. His teammates coming out of the... He's on a flying lap, sorry. I can't even see what I'm doing. It's Passy then in 4th place, and he seems to be on a lap at the minute. I'm not too sure on the track. P4 right now. It's a 1:31.894. 600ths of a second to P3 of Speed Freak. As Scene joins in the chat again. Did I do a good lap, he says. I think you did, mate. I think you did here at Extinguished Motorsports. It's good to see you again, mate. It really is. Welcome back. Second place for you right now. And of course, last week, it was the sprint race last week, wasn't it, I think? We had the sprint race and Extinguished. I'm fairly sure. One thing I want to ask is, let me know if the mic sounds okay or not, because the light is very. Oh, hang on a minute. Pepe's, ladies and gentlemen, it's a 1:31.4. Provisional pole for the RB in the latter stages. 1 minute to go of qualifying. A few people join us in the chat. We've got One Kidney Gaming. Hello, mate. It's good to see you. Welcome in. Seeing as well. Did you watch it, Lise? I don't think I did. I think I did, actually, mate. I think I did watch you lap. P3 in the sprint and the race. I saw good stuff. But it was a very good sprint race from you. Pepe's, though, who I did actually think shown up. He did show up last race, or was it last sprint race? I'm not entirely sure which one, but I know he did well in one of them. He's currently here, the fastest man in qualifying. Will anybody beat him today? Is that question, with 26 seconds left on the clock, and that time is clicking down. Owen on a flying lap, and he's up by 1/10 of a second in the first sector here in Las Vegas on his way down the strip now. Will it be a decent lap for him? The DRS will be activated for good measure. He heads all the way into the final few corners. The DRS wide open with 20% battery left in that Haas car. Owen, second place right now. He's on the verge of provisional pole if he sets a decent time here. Scene finishes in third place. It was a very presentable time from him, but he won't be able to defend his P3 today. He finishes third place in the pit lane now, not being able to defend that position. Owen's a 10th up in the middle sector too. He's only good enough for second place today. Doesn't make a big enough improvement for pole. It's C in third place. Speed Freak then. He's on a flying lap, I believe, into the end of the first sector. Will he find time? He's 2.8 seconds down, and Speed Freak will not be improving. Don Pedrito 5. It's Passy then 6 over the second sector, and he does not improve. Apparently fastest middle sector, but it is definitely not. It's Passy P6 at the minute, not improving. I don't think there's anybody else. There's only Red down in 13 who could be on a decent lap here. He's still got 60% battery to burn towards the line, and he's only got a few hundred meters to go. Red all the way towards the final few corners in the Aston Martin, the sole Aston Martin here. Never mind, his teammate CJ Drama up in 8th. Red over the line. It's a 10th faster, but only P13. Good enough for him, ladies and gentlemen. That is it for your qualifying, I believe. We're going to wait for Speed Freak, who is coming round. He's invalidated. That is it for him. Passy over the line. He finishes P6. Everybody else has finished their laps. And the RBF Pepe's, everybody, snatches pole position at the end here in Las Vegas. Next up, the 50% Grand Prix. It's Pepe's starting off from pole. Good stuff. Scene says, I have no more tyres. Haas Silver. You know what, mate? Where is that Haas? It's the one, I think the only Haas is Owen, isn't it? You can't really see it. Maybe you see it here. Oh, never mind. As soon as we get to it, it goes. Yes, the Haas does look a bit different today, doesn't it? I think maybe it's a one-off. I don't know what it is, to be fair, mate. Got no idea. But the Haas livery does seem a bit different. Here we go, then. Finish the results then for the qualifying section here in Las Vegas. Pepe's on pole position by 0.3 of a second to Owen in second place, lining up on the front row of the grid with him when we start the race later on. Scene in third place, second row of the grid, joined by Speed Freak in 4. It's Don Pedrito in 5 with Passy in 6. Linsky 7, CJ Drama in 8. And to round off the 5th row of the grid and the top 10, it is Fatality and Mr. Pip Smith then. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for your qualifying. Next up is the Grand Prix. We'll be getting on with that in a few moments' time. Medium, hard, what you think? Maybe one stop. I'm not entirely sure, mate. I've not commentated here for a while. I absolutely got no grasp on what the tyre situation is going to be. But one stop could work, I think. Like I mentioned earlier on, then, if you are, if you've had a good race, or even if you haven't had a good race, if you want an interview of me on the stream later on, make sure that you message me on Discord, and I will make sure you get an interview later on. But first of all, we've got the main bits, the main event this evening. It is the Grand Prix, and only half race distance, of course, that we run on these games, as opposed to the real life, which is about an hour and a half to 2 hours, where we're only doing about 40 to 45 minutes on actual time for the race today. I believe we start with the formation lap. But once again, I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen, for actually missing quite a lot of qualifying. The game just absolutely never works. It never works. But managed to get it sorted. I think it was was it Scene in the chat? I think Scene said some fix for me. But either way, whoever it was, yeah, it was Scene. Got it sorted for me. But a very good trick that was. Reaper, if you're still in the chat, mate, thanks for your bits you sent earlier on. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know how I found out that fix. Well, what I used to do, mate, was I'd load up the game, wait a few seconds, well, you know, a few seconds, minutes, whatever, and then I'd go over to create an online game, make an online game, then back out of the game, and then do it, and it'd work that way. But I think your time trial way is a much better way, because it kind of forces the game to actually connect to the online services, and then obviously you're all sorted. But when you jump straight on the game and try and go in your mail, it does not work at all. Never works. I've actually lost out on a lot of commentaries because of that. So I'm glad you told me that, mate. Else I would have not been doing this tonight. So thank you for that. Las Vegas, though, what a track, everybody. I can't wait to get on with it. On the grid, then, it will be the formation lap to begin with. Ahead of the drivers, and it is Pepe's that gets them going. Oh, in second place. The drivers begin the formation lap this afternoon, then, here in Las Vegas, under the bright spotlights on the strip. And you'd be surprised well, you wouldn't be surprised, actually, how dazzling it is driving down the strip here today. All of the bright lights. I don't know how they keep focused, everybody. I really don't. But Pepe's the man in front in the RB, followed by Owen, second place. It's Scene 3, Speed Freak 4, Don Pedrito 5, Passy 6, Linsky 7, CJ 8, Fatality 9, Pip Smith 10. It's Stray Doggy 11, Percival 12, Red 13, and Dylan Vince to round off the grid in P14. The main thing for me today, I think I'm more excited to see what Scene can do, because we know that Scene can get a race on when he really needs to. And you know, last race, his first race, his debut race, he got on the podium twice. It was absolutely brilliant weekend from him. Can he replicate that today? Then we will see about that. The man we are missing today is Collins, who has been here for every race so far, and I believe has won every race too. We're not going to see him in an interview tonight, and it's going to give some of the drivers a bit of a chance to catch up on championship points, because that man has been stealing them all since the start. 3 rounds, and he's won every single one, 3 in a row. Today, it is a chance for somebody else to take that spot. Could it be Pepe's? Could it be Owen? Could it be Scene for the first time ever? It's a 1-stop or a 2-stop strategy then we're looking at here in Las Vegas. And we're going to see that in due course. But first of all, the race has to get started. And the Ferrari of Scene, I'm not entirely sure what was going on there. There's a bit of ghosting going on. But the drivers head towards the line then, with the massive amounts of advertising all around them, and they line up alongside the pit wall behind the lights. Pepe's won, and he will lead them away into turn 1. Quite a short run down into turn 1 here in Las Vegas, where he's got a much better advantage then over the competitors to stay in the lead going through the first few corners. How is this going to work out for him then? You're going to find out just now. Pepe's then, ladies and gentlemen, starting this race off from the front. 5 lights ahead of the drivers. Here in Las Vegas, it is lights out and away we go. Pepe's minimal wheel spin there. Brilliant start from him down into turn 1. It's Owen behind him. Will he be able to hold it into turn 1? A brilliant start from the back. And there's quite a lot of tussling going on. Pepe's keeps it tight and neat. It's Owen in second place. He keeps it neat too. Heading through the first few corners. Still in second place. Scene holds it in third as well. But Speed Freak with a brilliant start. He's already up to 4th place. Linsky drops down as well. Where's our man Scene? He's in 3rd place still from the start. I can't even see where I am. This TV does not. There we go, Pepe still leading there behind Scene, trying to give a good go on Owen. Will he be able to go up the inside line? Safety car already deployed then on the first lap, ladies and gentlemen. Speed Freak brings out the safety car, he retires in the McLaren and leaves Stray Dog Racing, the only McLaren left in this race. The Ferrari has to back out there, very nearly making contact with the car in front. Your top three then under the safety car, still the same as when we started this race today. Behind, it's a bit of a mess. A lot of drivers changing positions, mostly going up positions, where Passey's gone down 7, Speed Freak fell down 10, and then he retired. But the safety car is out. Are we going to get any early pit stops this early on, ladies and gentlemen? It could happen, but the first lap, I'm not entirely sure. Pepe still leads then after the first few corners. Still not completed a first lap. And the safety car waiting just after, I think that might be turn 3 or 4. The safety car waiting on the first straight, of course. And it would be Pepe's to join up behind him. Everybody's still quite close-knit then at the moment, as of course we only just got racing, but the safety car came out. Speed Freak, I'm not entirely sure what happened to him, but he retired from the session early on, and we've got 24 laps remaining of this Las Vegas Grand Prix. It's going to be quite a long one today. Doesn't seem like a lot of laps, but the lap around here is definitely not short. As Pepe's crosses the line, it's lap 2 of 25. He's going to join it behind the safety car, and we'll get racing again as soon as possible. Behind that, is there going to be pit stops coming in? It's going to be Stray Dog Racing for an early pit stop, possibly a wing change there after a bit of a bad stop. No, actually, decent stuff then. No wing change for Stray Dog coming out of the pit lane with brand new tyres. Doesn't lose much time there under the safety car. Passy doing the same thing, going onto the hards. It's going to be Pip Smith as well, trying to run the hards till the end, or as long as he can do anyway. And Percival doing the exact same thing. The Mercedes having to double stack, so he will lose a bit of time there, but he should be able to gain it back up under the safety car, so it shouldn't be too bad for him, ladies and gentlemen. But still, Pepe's leads behind this safety car with 23 laps remaining of this Las Vegas Grand Prix, and hopefully we can get racing soon. Only 13 drivers left. We lost one. Strado, the sole McLaren left in this race, as his teammate retired at the start. Not entirely sure still what happened with him, but he's gone and will not be joining us again this afternoon. That car is out of this Grand Prix today. I'll tell you what, the 4th round of the season, and we haven't got Collins with us today, which is very good news. Music to some of these drivers' ears to really, you know, get their name on the map again, get back up that championship table. I mean, get up there for the first time, to be fair, because Collins has dominated this season. He went 3 for 3 last weekend. I can't actually remember where it was. I think it might have been Spain that we raced last week. But a great race either way. We had a sprint race with that as well, but today is a bit of a shorter one, only the 50% race, and of course the qualifying we had earlier on. Qualifying's complete, but we have just started the race with the safety car now, because of course Speed Freak retiring. It's going to be 1 lap under the safety car more, and we will go racing again. So we're going to have to you have to bear with us, everybody. 1 more lap under the safety car. What we've got in the chat then, I think Speed Freak joined us, got pushed wide into turn 1. I need to scroll up now, can't see it. Let's see what he said. Got pushed wide into turn 1, then felt like someone turned into the side of me at the end of the straight and put into the wall. Actually a good trap for me too, fuming. Got no clip either because I turned my PlayStation off out of anger. Mate, honestly, I don't think I caught it on the stream. I don't think I got it on the stream as well. Bit of a hectic start, to be fair. I really don't know if I got it, but, you know, after this stream, I'll have to go back and check, but I'm not too sure, because I wasn't aware of it until the safety car came out, so I'm not sure if it was on, you know, on the stream or not. I will check it for you, though. You know, at the end, of course, I'm going to go through the footage tomorrow, because I've got to make the race highlight video. But even then, mate, you can stick with us in the chat if you want, or if not, it's all good. We've got the top 3 then, of course, still same positions as they started. And there you go, safety car in at the end of this lap. We head over the end of the second sector into the final third. This is where the safety car is going to pull off now, and Pepe's will become the effective pace car of the entire grid. And he decides pretty much when the rest of them go. And he's going to leave it quite late. When's he going to leave it till? He's going to go now then. Foot to the floor for Pepe's over the line. Owen absolutely catches him into turn 1. Will it be a move? Through the first corner, Owen leads then through turn 1, wants to go racing again on the 4th lap. Pepe's is having none of it then, all around the outside line. Can he try and keep it on the Haas car? He doesn't want to lose his place, but he has done, and has to concede. It's Owen then that takes the lead of the Las Vegas Grand Prix early on the 4th lap behind that scene, with front row view to this battle behind as well. Looks like a 3-way battle's coming on. Oh, massive contact from the back. There's an Alpine that's gone round of Passy. Massive wing damage too. He brings himself back on the track, but at the back of the grid, his race is absolutely ruined. The Alpine of Passy, who actually has got a good chance of points today, he's completely ruined it. I'm not too sure if that was his fault or not. It was kind of caught on stream, but a lot of commotion going on at the back then. Through the first few turns in the middle sector, ladies and gentlemen. The Aston Martin of CJ Drama running quite well up in 5th position. He's up 3 places. Scene is the only driver with Stray Dog and Perceivable that haven't changed positions today in this race. Still in the same place as they started. Linsky, his teammate, heading down the Las Vegas Strip now with a load of slipstream to try and make a move. Further ahead of that as well, the race leaders scrapping away into the final few corners. Pepe's gets ahead for a brief moment, but can he hold this one? The RB, absolutely brilliant move there, but can he keep it as the Haas tries to stick his car up the inside line, wedges that car into the final corner, and he just about gets ahead before we reach lap 5. Pepe's now has to settle for 2nd place. The 2 Ferraris looking mean in 3 and 4, looking like they might want to make a move pretty soon. But first of all, Linsky looking like he wants to make a move on his own teammate up into 3rd place. The podium spots in the early stages. 20 laps to go. And Linsky looking for a gap then to pass his teammate today. So Linsky behind. He drops back a little bit. Seen in 3rd then. Will he be able to make a move on the top 2 runners at the moment? They're all still running pretty close due to that safety car that we had earlier on. And Seen also does set the fastest middle sector. He's got the pace today. Just needs the confidence on those brakes to make an overtake, of course, up the inside or wherever he decides to do so. 20 laps to do it. Could be a good race for Seen. His teammate looking like he's glitching a bit behind. But we look behind on the grid where a lot of commotion was going on earlier on. And we've still got Passy running at the back of the grid in P13. 2.5 seconds off the pack. And he's down 7 places since the start. It's an awful start from Passy after spinning round and losing wing. Or it might have been somebody else that lost wing, because his wing looks fairly decent, unless he has lost a few plates on the front. But the end place is still intact on the Alpine. It could be somebody else that's running with damage that we don't know about yet, so we're going to keep an eye out. The Mercedes then looking for a move on the Aston Martin. He slingshots around the outside down the Las Vegas Strip, and he's through into 11th position. Further up the grid then, somebody I think has just gone round there. It is. It's McLaren of Stray Dog, I believe, who went round. He's back on the track now, but there was loads of yellow flags thrown down the end of the strip. But here comes the McLaren then to make a move on Owen. Never mind, it was Owen that's gone round, everybody. He's down to 9. He was 2nd place earlier on. Now he's at the back with the back markers. Stray Dog giving him a good run for his money then into turn 1. It's a Haas against the McLaren. Then the McLaren sticking out around the outside. He's going to take the inside into the right-hander. He's still just edging this corner out, but will it be his position? It's going to be the Haas's for now. And Owen just about sticks into P9. Here comes the McLaren then to fight back for a 2nd time. Stray Dog trying to retake what was his originally. Makes contact there, his rears slide out, just about catches the car. With 19 laps to go, the McLaren very nearly saw the end of his race there, just about caught the car. Running it deep then into the left and right-hander. Running it deep again through the sphere. But But a great race so far. Somebody hitting the wall there, absolutely millimetres away from the MSC, the Cruises signage, as we've got Pepe's leading them by 1.5 seconds and really dominating already in the early stages. Linsky then, the Ferrari's going side by side. Linsky clears his teammate Evseen. He takes second place with 5 places gained from him in this race. He's on an absolute roll. Here comes CJ Drama then to pass the second Ferrari, looking for that gap around the outside. It doesn't exist at the moment, but he's looking for any gap that does open up, but he loses its rears, just about catches it there. Sparks are flying here in Las Vegas as CJ Drama just about catches that car. It's on absolute rails today, as he's up to P4, 4 places gained in this race. Biggest position gainer right now is Dylan Vince. He's down in 8th position, but he has gained quite a few since his race start. I think a few guys making a move then into turn 1 there, not entirely sure. Owen, of course, did go around. He's dropped 8 places since the race start. He started second place on the grid today, but unfortunately, it's not really gone his way. Now he's battling hard with some of the back markers of Stray Dog. And of course, Passy now, who wasn't a back marker, but he's going to go for a double overtake here in Las Vegas. He goes for the 1. Will he be able to take the 2? It's side by side with the Alpine. Just about ahead of the Haas then, couldn't make the double today though. He slots in behind Stray Dog into P10, and Passy making up those moves from the back of the grid. He's now down 4 places as opposed to, I think it was 8 when he was at the back. He was, sorry, 7 when he was at the back of the grid. What a race, everybody. What a race so far. Lap 7 of 25. And still a long way to go. And don't forget the interviews that are coming after this as well. So it is not over just yet. A long way in this race. And Owen and Stray Dog having a bit of a scrap then down the Las Vegas Strip again. Owen with the speed then over his rival here today. He gets ahead. Passy into 10 as well. Now looking for that double for the second time. Passy does make the double and he's into P9. Owen now has to concede that position. He's going side by side into the final couple with the McLaren. But the order is Passy, Owen and Stray Dog out of the final few. Look at that in the chat. Collins joined us. That will be a good race between Passy and Owen. Pepe's leading. Good to see you, Collins. It's a shame you're not here today, but I was just saying earlier on, you know, some of these drivers are going to be very thankful for that, aren't they? They get the McLaren of Stray Dog then, getting put on the back foot once again. A few times we've seen that today. But yes, Collins, I was going to say, I bet some of these drivers are a bit happy that they get a bit of a chance in the championship. A move there, I think, that was trying to be happening there from Percival. Was unsuccessful in his attempt this time around, but it's only lap 8 of 25. And we look up towards the front of CJ Drama and Linsky. CJ now breaks into the top 3. He's in the podium positions in the early stages. The Ferrari trying to fight back. Wants to be behind his teammate if possible. Would be good for a double Ferrari podium today. Oh, he loses rears again. Linsky ruining his chances of getting back on that podium. Threading the needle goes the Ferrari. He goes through past his teammate. He's going to try and get through past the Aston Martin now. It is absolute neck and neck then, everybody, down the Las Vegas Strip. The Ferrari going for 2 overtakes. It's 3 into the final corner. Who gets ahead here? It's going to be Seen, who debuted last weekend. What's happened there? Linsky, everybody. Linsky's gone around in 7th position, loses countless positions. The Ferrari was running so well. He was on for a podium today with his teammate. Both Ferraris dropping out of the podium positions. After a bit of a harsh battle there, I'm not entirely sure what's happened, but it's Linsky and Seen both losing podium positions there, and a hell of a lot of points in Las Vegas. Dylan with a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. The 2 Ferraris have to double stack. Loads of time lost then in the main race for the 2 Ferraris that are both coming in now for a double stack, and the wing is getting changed as well for the 2nd Ferrari. That is absolutely brutal. That is brutal. Where is he? Linsky getting his wing changed, getting his tyres changed, everything, the full service, and now he's coming out of the pit lane. Massively behind, massively behind. He's got a car ahead, I think the Red Bull possibly, yes, of Dylan Vince, but even then, is he going to be able to catch? I'm not too sure. He's on the hard compound tyres now. Connor's in the chat. Nice to see the other race. Some close battles for sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's been very good so far. Lap 9 of 25 then, everybody. Still a long way to go. We're about 16 laps remaining. And Pepe's leads this race by 4.7 seconds. And his biggest threat right now is a safety car. If he gets a safety car, hitting the wall on the exits. It's Pepe's then. Commentator's curse is absolutely real. On the 8-lap old mediums, he slingshots around the final few corners. He hits the barrier. Isn't going to make a pit stop, so his wing must be okay. But on lap 10 of 25, he absolutely clatters the wall. And Pepe's just trying to keep himself on the track in that RV, who currently on for a race win today. And the first proper one of the season, I believe. It's Passy then. He gets ahead of Fatality. If I'm looking at the right people here. Never mind, Owen trying to have a battle on Fatality. Didn't even realise this. Owen into P5. He's making those places back up after dropping down to near the back of the grid. He's up to 5th place, which is very good for his race so far with 15 laps remaining. It's still a long way to go. We aren't halfway just yet. As we are watching the Alpine of Passy then, who I've got to say, he was at the back of the grid earlier on, and I actually did say his race is ruined. Clearly not. 4th place then. He's on 8-lap old hard, so he did pit, I think, during the safety car. But this man, absolutely flying. And look at this, the speed he's got over CJ Drama as well. The Las Vegas strip, absolutely massively long. He's going to get the DRS help as well. That DRS giving him the extra bit of horsepower down the straight, side by side, everybody. It's going to be Passy ahead, through past CJ Drama and the Alpine, who I did discount earlier on. He's now on the podium places in this race. Who expected that? Down at the back then, Red making a move with Don Pedrito. Don into P9 in the Alpine. He sees his teammate get on the podium, and Don Pedrito makes some moves up too, is the question today. In the pit lane then, comes in the RB of Fatality. Bit of wing damage. I think a bit of wing damage there. I saw a bit of end plate lost on that RB. But yeah, Fatality finds himself in the pit lane today, getting on that brand new wing, and the Jackman, of course, holding the car up. They drop it in synchronization, and there he goes. Fatality out of the pit lane. As Dylan Vince manages to pass, just about gets ahead there. We look to the front. Pepe's leads by 2.9, which is showing that Andrew Pittsmith might just be gaining a little bit, or Pepe's is making some mistakes, either one of the two. But we're going to see which one that is then. If Andrew can try and gain a bit of time here down the Las Vegas strip. He is on the slower tyres, but they are younger, which could prove a bit better for him. But we're going to see how it works out then. 2.9 seconds the gap. We won't get DRS this time around because he's not within a second of the car in front. But we will see if he can try and get that in the coming laps. There's still quite a bit of time left. We're just about soon to be halfway distance. Owen then makes the move into 4, and after dropping down to the back, he's up to 4th place, everybody. 1 spot away from the podium. That Haas car has drove the wheels. That driver, sorry, has drove the wheels off of that Haas car. Absolutely brilliant. Into 4th and 1 place away from the podium. He started 2nd place. He wants to get it back around there too. Pepe's goes around, everybody. In the Las Vegas race today, he's into 3rd, losing countless positions after starting on pole position. Andrew Pittsmith then, he takes the reins and he leads the Las Vegas Grand Prix here today. Passy 2nd place, still in the same place as before. Percival now in 3rd. Pepe's drops down to 4th position, losing countless positions. He was having an absolutely brilliant race today, and he's messed it up. He hit the wall when we were spectating over him earlier on. He's made another mistake now, and it's a shame because it was a mistake made by him. He does another one. He goes into the wall. Massive wing damage for him there. Pepe's loses even more wing, and I think this is just his race going completely down the drain, everybody. I think he tried pitting and got resets to speed 3. Oh, I didn't even see that. Well, Pepe's finds himself in 5th, and he's got a McLaren ahead of him with Stray Dog 3 Racing. With fair play, actually. He's had a really nice race. He is up in 4th, but I've just realised, actually, the top 4 still need to make a pit stop over the guys behind who have pitted fairly recently. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work out for the drivers up at the front, if they're going to lose many places or not. We'll see about that once it comes around, but top 4 all on hards, as if you didn't know. The longest lasting tyre that we have got here in Formula 1, and Andrew Pittsmith, Passy, Percival and Stray Dog are all on them with 10 laps tyre age, so they can run a bit longer than that. Depends on actually how well they can manage the tyres. Some drivers will be better at that than others, but at the minute it's looking pretty good. It's not looking too bad at all. Pepes comes into the pit lane for a second stop of the day, and he's on 12 lap hole mediums, so he's going to get them changed out now to the hards. The longer lasting tyres, which if we're on lap 13 out of 25, about half race distance now, they will 100% reach the end of this race, everybody, if he manages them well. Owen going for the undercut, says Collins. We'll see. Where is he? I can't even get him. He's in 6th position right now on 1 lap hole mediums. Is he going for the undercut is the question. We'll see. We'll see how it works out for him. Fastest first sector. He is definitely finding time, and these tyres working well for him on lap 13 of 25, as he's got a few cars ahead of him, not too far away. About 3.9 seconds, which is absolutely doable on brand new mediums. So let's see if he can pick at that time. Of course, 1 second gap gives him the DRS advantage over the car in front, and he's got the massive long Las Vegas strip. He's got 2 DRS zones as well on this track, and he's looking like he's going to set a fastest lap here today, heading down the strip now. It's a fastest first sector and second sector too, purple in both. Now he's heading down the strip with slight slipstream from the car in front, but he is 3 seconds ahead, so it isn't going to be massive at all. Position changes at the back here then. We've got Don Pedrico and Stray Dog swapping positions. Don into 4, Stray Dog 5 then, as we've still got Stray Dog to pit, and of course the top 3 too that all need to head into the pit lane on them older hards. Currently working well for them right now, but as soon as they start dropping off, they're going to head straight into that pit lane. Just depends on where they're going to come out. But here's Patty then, in 2nd place. The man that started, I don't know where he started. He started in 6th position today. He fell to the back of the grid, and now he's on the run for the race lead to make a move past Andrew Pittsmith. It's side by side down the Las Vegas strip, but Passy makes it look easy into the lead here today. Andrew Pittsmith has to concede and drop down to 2nd place, but either way, he is in the lead. They're both going to have to make a pit stop soon anyway, so it isn't really going to matter too much on the 14th lap of 25, but 11 laps to go, and we're going to cross the line with the race leaders to give it 10 laps before the end. There's a battle forming from behind. We're watching the Red Bull then of Dylan Vince on CJ Drama. He was running very well up at the front earlier on. Fatality picks up a 3-second time penalty as well. But here comes the Red Bull with the RB behind him. And CJ Drama ahead. This is the battle for 8th position then between these drivers now. Getting much closer on lap 15 of 25, and pit stop then for Stray Dog, where he comes out massively near the back. That isn't looking good for the front few drivers then, who are seeming like, looking like, sorry, they might actually come out quite far down the grid then. Here comes Fatality in 9 to make a move on Dylan Vince, the Red Bull. He's looking like he stays behind tactically there, doesn't make a move on the Red Bull just yet. Rate a bit later than usual, bit earlier, sorry, than usual. Doesn't make that move. He stayed back on purpose. Bit of wheel spin there, coming out of the final corner for final corner, so onto the Las Vegas Strip. It is Pepe's in 11, Linsky 10. Fatality, though, looking for a move on the Red Bull. He's going to make it look pretty easy here with the help of DRS, but she will get them because he was within a second here. Here we go then. An easy move up the inside line on his sister team car, the RB on the Red Bull. It's going to be Fatality up the inside. He's going to try and take 8th position, but the RB not having none of it. Dylan Vince just about getting ahead. And here we go then, this is the most exciting bit. Percival, ladies and gentlemen, he makes a pit stop. He needed to make a pit stop for a while. He's on the medium compound tyres now. 2 stops in this race as well that he's done, and gets those changed. Comes out of the pit lane just behind Linsky. A battle might be forming here then. And ahead of that as well, Fatality on Dylan Vince. The RB finally marking his territory. Get ahead then of the Red Bull. Easy move for him. Linsky behind that as well. He's got Percival to try and fend off from behind him. He hits the wall. But a great race so far, really is. Lap 16 to 25. We're in the chat still. Let me know. Put in your race predictions for this race today. What do we predict is going to happen? Who's going to win? Is it going to be Passy? Is it going to be Pittsmith? Or is it going to be some of the drivers that have made an early pit stop to try and go for the undercut? I mean, it's working for Owen at the moment, if I can find him. Owen finds himself in 3rd, just making a move then past Don Pedrito. After the strip, now he heads into the final couple corners with Passy and Andrew Pittsmith making a move. Is this undercut going to work for him then? It absolutely is. Owen then, everybody. He's going to head down the straight, passes everybody making a pit stop, and he regains the lead of the Las Vegas Grand Prix. After 17 laps, he finds himself back at the top of the standings today. Patty then comes out of the pit lane in 2nd place, Pipsmith in 3rd, Scene in 4, CJ 5, Fatality 6. But the big story out of today, Owen, who did fall down the order massively earlier on, he's got himself back up the grid. And what a strategy from Owen. I've got to applaud him on that. That is absolutely brilliant. Really good stuff. He was massively down the grid earlier on, spun around. He's managed to get himself back on the top step, but can he hold it is the question. Tyres might be worn at the end, which will be exciting, says Collins in the chat. Absolutely. Just going to add a bit of spice to it. And give us some more clips for the highlight reel coming out tomorrow night. If you're in the chat and you've seen some of the highlight reels, let me know if you're enjoying them or not. Or let me know, you know, if there's anything you'd like to see in them, whatever. But here comes the Red Bull. Here comes the Mercedes on the Ferrari, and onto the Las Vegas Strip. Sorry, he's going to try and make a move. The Ferrari looking quite wobbly on the exit there, but will the Mercedes be able to take advantage of that? Up ahead of that, Passy making a move on the race leader of Owen. Then he gets ahead, looking like he made that quite easily. Passy does get ahead by 0.6 of a second, which is still within DRS range, but if he breaks free of it, he should be okay. Scene flies into the pit lane, not entirely sure why. Never mind, I swear I saw a Ferrari head into the pit lane. No, it was a Haas. It was Owen. Owen into the pit lane. I'm not entirely sure why he's doing this. Owen in the pit lane then, everybody. Brand new mediums. Is that going to work for him? Here we go then. Brand new mediums till the end of the race. He's going to give it his best shot. These other mediums might have been worn out quite a bit, but he is going to come out of the pit lane now all the way down in 10th position. Was that worth it? I do not know. We're going to have to find out towards the end of the race. But either way, Passy becomes your race leader, now leading by 3.7 seconds to the Mercedes behind of Andrew Pittsmith. And it is Scene J in 3rd place, and then of course CJ Drama, ladies and gentlemen, in P4. Fatality rounds off the top 5 right now, and one of the only drivers with a penalty. Same with Dylan Vince and Don Pedrito. There's a move looking like it's cooking from behind, trying to make a move on the Ferrari, who we've seen looking quite you know, wobbly on the exit there, coming through towards the Las Vegas Strip. That Ferrari of Scene not looking wobbly this time around. I don't think it was even him. I think it was Linsky that was a bit wobbly, but he's kept it on the straight and narrow today. And now going for the is he lapping somebody? It's the Red Bull ahead of him. I think he's lapping somebody. It's going to be Dylan Vince he's trying to... Oh my God, I've been spectating the wrong guy. I'm so sorry. Linsky and Dylan Vince, my bad. I can't see what I'm looking at. There we go. Linsky and Dylan Vince, my bad. Scene's up ahead. Scene's in the pit lane, everybody, with a 10-second time penalty, the biggest we've got today. With 6 laps remaining, and the Ferrari makes a pit stop. Sparks flying out of the back of the car in the pit lane as he comes out now at the back of the grid. Not only the back of the grid, but a 10-second penalty. Will he get ahead, actually, if Dom Pedrito? He does. Saves himself from saying that he's at the back of the grid, but he still is in P11, which is not ideal for that Ferrari. His teammates up in 5, and for saying that they were both on for a podium earlier on, it's gone a bit downhill for the Scuderies. So hopefully they can get themselves back up later on, but I say later on, well, we've only got 6 laps to go of the Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. This is coming down to the wire now. Passy, is he going to win with a 6-second advantage? You know, we had the Haas car of Owen, who pitted and fell right down the order to the back. Now he's already up to 6 and trying to make a move on Linsky into 5th. This man nearly already breaking into the podium positions if he carries on at this pace. He's absolutely flying. He pitted again for the pleasure of having brand new tyres. But can he make this strategy work? He's really playing with it today. And if he can do it, that is a massive achievement. We have to get him in the interview room, surely, if he can do this today. 6 laps to go to gain 5 places. Oh, hits the inside, Owen does. Is that going to be wing damage for him? The main man that's trying to get back up at the front today possibly picks up a bit of damage there. Somebody is spun around on the exit. Scene retires from the section, everybody. That will not be a safety car, unfortunately. I think that would have spiced things up a bit with 5 laps to go, but that is not a safety car deployed. Scene has retired, though, on the final few corners here in Las Vegas. So that means one running Ferrari left, saying that they're both going to be on the podium earlier on. Massively downhill it has gone. As Linsky is the man to keep the Ferraris back in the game now then. Dylan Vince behind in 8, looking for a move on Pepe's. Looking like it's going to be easy because Pepe spins for the 2nd time. Hits the barrier again, then he goes down to 10th place. And an easy move there for Dylan Vince, who didn't even need to make an overtake because the man in front of him just spun around. It's going to be Linsky to try and make a move on the Haas car, but is that going to happen? This man, we've seen him lead many times, and he's looking like he's going to do it again today with 5 laps to go. If he can keep this pace up, the drivers ahead of him are massive. To be fair, now I've seen the gap. Owen has got to make up a lot of time here. I don't think these mediums are going to handle it. I don't think this man's going to be on for the race win today. We'll find out. He's already ahead of fatality on penalties, so that's 1 bonus. But even then, P4, I don't think he'd even be on the podium at this rate. We'll see what he can do, though. Still 5 laps to go. One of the Ferraris going painfully slow down one of the straights. Well, he was at least. Oh, never mind. That's the that Scene that, for some reason, took so long to retire the car. I don't know what happened there. But yes, if you're in the chat, everybody, drop in your race predictions. Who do you think is going to finish on the podium today or win the race even? It's looking like Passy's going to go ahead and win it today. That gap has increased by 2 seconds since the last time I looked, and fatality dropping down the order. He's spun around again. He's sideways across the track, blocking it all off. In 8th position then. He brings himself back on when he can, but you know, look at it goes things on, because that would have been massive collisions then down the straight there, with 4 laps to go in this race, which some of the drivers could have done without. So, very good job to Ghosting is on there. It's Dylan Vince with a 3-second time penalty, ladies and gentlemen, adding to the tally, I believe. Only a few laps remaining then, everybody. The Mercedes looking like made a bit of contact there on the Red Bull. Just about keeping himself on the track, though. Only 3 laps remaining. 3 laps remaining of the Grand Prix today. It has gone absolutely rapidly. It really has. I don't know how that has happened, actually. But we've got the Alpine of Passy leading this race and leading it quite well. I do apologise about me flicking through the screen today. My screen isn't calibrated right, and I can't see... I can't see which driver I'm looking at, so I'm kind of having to guess. That's why I'm flicking so much. But I will make sure I get that sorted for next time. I do apologise, but you know, if it's making you a bit dizzy or sick. But 3 laps to go, and we've got Passy 7.7 seconds ahead of the opposition. And looking like he's going to absolutely storm this one today. Looking like he's got no competition at all. With 8 seconds to the man behind, and behind that there's 12.7. If Passy spins, he's going to be proper safe. He really is. Oh, the rear spinning out there for Stray Dog, who was running quite high up earlier on, but after made a pit stop. And he fell down the order quite a bit, but he is still running it in P8, which is some all right points to pick up for the McLaren team. But it's Owen into third then, everybody. He's on the podium places. How is he making up this gap? How on earth is this man doing it? I really don't know, ladies and gentlemen. With only 2 laps remaining of this race, and Owen has made up masses of gaps now. He's got 13.3 seconds to Andrew Pittsmith, which I don't think is going to happen at all. But even then, you've got to respect it. Owen, he spun around once, he fell to the back of the grid, got back up there, then made a pit stop onto the new tyres. He dropped back to the grid once again. And here he is, back on the podium, even though it isn't that race win that he's been hoping for. It's going to definitely be a podium for him today if he doesn't make a mistake, and it's fully deserved as well. A brilliant race from him here today in Las Vegas, and you know, minimal mistakes really when it really matters, which is what we want to see. Collins in the chat says, great racing from Passy. Didn't look within a chance at the start, but kept composed and stuck with it. I completely agree. If you said to me at the start of this race, when Passy made that mistake, that he's going to probably go ahead and win it today, I would have never have believed you. And here he is then. Passy, ladies and gentlemen, in the Alpine, is soon to start the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix. Colin says, great drive from Andrew back to his old self. I was thinking the same thing, mate. It's been a while since I've seen him running this high up, but Andrew Pittsmith looking likely to be second in the running today. I used to do the graphics for Extinguished a while ago. I still do them now, but I used to do them a while ago, and I remember you know, always having to put Mr. Pittsmith's name on there, because he'd be so high up all the time, and it was Passy up there as well. It's nice to see both of these drivers back up at the top again on the penultimate lap today. Looking like they're going to take 1 and 2 together with a 10-second separation gap at the minute. 9.9, that is going to tick over to 10 at the minute, because Passy is absolutely flying on this lap. And I'm sure he wants to get this race over and done with. Wow, Passy in P1 then, everybody, with a 10.4 second gap. Behind that, there's a few drivers having a bit of a scrap, or at least trying to, at the end of this race, to try and snatch some final lap positions once we get there in a few moments' time, when we get led over it by the race leader, the Alpine of Passy. You realise how far ahead he is, because look at all of these drivers that are behind, battling away in P10 and 9, and how far away they are at the start of this lap. There's a move there by Don Pedrito through past Stray Dog, but look at this, massively far behind the drivers as the Alpine then heading towards the line, ladies and gentlemen, to begin the final lap of the race here today in Las Vegas, with Passy being your race leader. And we head down the Las Vegas Strip, bound for a move here, surely. Always tend to happen down the Las Vegas Strip. Are we going to get a move? I don't think there's much DRS going on, actually, so it's not really going to help very much. But either way, we're going to go back up to our race leader of Passy then. In the Alpine on lap 25 of 25. A long race, but it has definitely felt quick. Ladies and gentlemen, it really, really has. But here he is, the man that started, we're just going to check where he started actually, 5 places up. So he started P6 today, from 6, had a bit of an issue at the start, he fell down to the back of the grid, which at the time was P14 or P13, so it was very far back. And that man stayed calm and composed, was the quote in the chat, kept composed with it, and he absolutely stuck with it. And it has worked in his favour tonight. All he's got now is 2 strips, one being the long Las Vegas one. He's done it 24 times, and 25th time is the one where he can really take time to reflect on what a race it has been for him today. He was Dylan Vince with a 10-second time penalty, but it's Passy, ladies and gentlemen. The 5 places gained in this race into the final few corners, and after such a brilliant drive, who was at the back earlier on, he's made his way from the back all the way to the front of the grid and leading by 11.2 seconds in this race. He's going to cross the line as a race winner here in Las Vegas, everybody. Passy takes the win here for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Andrew Pittsmith, 12 seconds nearly behind, will cross that line to come home in second place on the podium today. And a brilliant race from Passy and Andrew, back on the podium where they deserve to be. It's going to be Owen 13 seconds down the road. Look at the gaps we've had today in Las Vegas. Owen 13 seconds down the road. He'll head into the final corner. He will take the podium place just about from CJ Drama in 4th as they cross the line together. Linsky coming around now. He takes 5th position in this race, and the rest of the drivers heading their way round now. Perceivable over the line. It was side by side there. CJ retires apparently. I don't know what's happened with him there, but everybody moves off a place. It's going to be Linsky 4, Perceivable 5, Pepe 6, Don Pedrito 7, Stray Dog moves up to 8, Dylan Vince 9, and we just wait on Fatality then, everybody, to go into the pit lane, to go over the line and end his race off in P10. Collins in the chat says, great job, well done Passy, great racing throughout, enjoyed watching the battles. It was a great race, mate, and for anyone in the chat or watching this back, tomorrow, probably tomorrow night or even tomorrow morning, we'll see how we feel. We're going to try and get a race highlight reel out of today's race, and we're definitely going to get a lot of highlights out today. It was really, really good fun as it crossed the line to take P10, and the RB smashes into that wall. Podium celebrations here in Las Vegas then, everybody, and it is the Alpine of Passy who snatches that win today. Doesn't even snatch it, does he? He takes it quite rightfully. And look at the domination on your screen. It is race winner Passy, fastest lap Passy, driver of the day Passy, most overtakes is Passy, cleanest driver Andrew Pittsmith. So the top 2 all in the winning cards today. Here we go then, finish results here in Las Vegas. It's going to be Passy who takes the win, ladies and gentlemen, with a finishing time of 42 minutes and 1 second. It's going to be Andrew Pittsmith in second place for Mercedes, and it's going to be Owen who snatches the final podium place in 3rd. Linsky 4, Perceivable 5, Pepe 6, Don Pedrito 7, Stray Dog 8, Dylan Vince 9, and Fatality P10. That is it then, everybody, from me for the commentary. Next up is some quick interviews. I'm just going to wait for some drivers to say they want one. There we go, I can turn the game off now. Let's get on to the interviews page, shall we? Right then. Let's get the Discord open, ladies and gentlemen, and see if anybody is interested in some interviews today. Owen's down for an interview. That's what we want to hear then. I'm going to quickly just sort this out. There we go. That should be okay. Hopefully it can be all heard. Just bear with us, ladies and gentlemen, while I get him in the post-race interview room quickly. Shouldn't be too long. I've messaged him to join us.
Sorry for the wait.
That's all right, mate. Let me just quickly just sort this out. Hang on a minute. Right. I think we're sorted. Right then, let's start off. I just want to say, mate, absolutely well done with your race. I've got to say, I think you pulled it back pretty well. Just give us your general thoughts on how you think it went and how you feel about it.
Well, obviously, I started on a set of hard tyres, which I was praying to God that no safety car came out in the first 5 laps,
Yeah.
and a safety car came out that one. So
Oof.
I thought, okay, I'm screwed. So I thought I was thinking, should I pit now or should I stay out? Just in case of another one. You never know.
Yeah.
So I stayed out on track till about lap 11 or 12, I would say. Pitted on a set of mediums. And then pretty much I was literally like on another level compared to the people I was overtaking. Especially in that long straight going into the left-hander. That was my favourite overtaking spot.
Yeah.
Pretty much the whole race. And then I was leading like pretty much for like half a lap. And then I thought, let me just come into the pits just to make sure I get to the end on them tyres. So pit again, lap 18.
Oh,
And
was that?
then I just...
Sorry, mate. Was
Yeah.
that the pit stop? The last one you did then? Was that when you went in when you were quite high up the grid?
Yeah,
Oh, right.
yeah, that
Okay.
was yeah, so I honestly thought I was gonna get damage or a 3 second pen. But it worked out well. Aston Martin gave me a good run for my money in terms of the last lap because I'm pretty sure he saved all of his battery to have a go at me. But my first race in this league, I'll take a podium. I probably fully deserve it after that little moment I had, but we'll move on.
Absolutely. Well, for saying it's your first race, mate, I've got to say, fair play. It was pretty good. Podium position as well. Going into next week, what kind of place you're hoping for after seeing your results today? You think you can get podium again?
Well, it depends what track it is.
Yeah. No calendar
I
here.
actually don't know. I'm gonna check what race it is. Just give me a quick
If I
sec.
may,
Go on, mate.
Go on.
Owen, if you look in the Susie Wolf news, there is a track list,
Yep.
right? You've got my vote as driver of the day.
Oh, thank you.
So in the Susie Wolf news, there's a list of tracks,
Oh yeah, I see it now.
not including Spain and Vegas.
Mhm.
You can choose any of those tracks for vote. You pick 3 tracks.
Okay, I'll do it after my interview.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, pretty much every single track is my favorite except for Baku and Miami and China. But to be honest, as long as I just like get a good position in my start, like if I qualify well, like take care of my tires, try and stay out of any trouble, I could possibly go for a win. But I think that's too much to ask, so I'm gonna probably just stay for another podium next week.
Fair play. Well, I think from what we've seen today, I think a race win, if not next week, a race win has got to be coming this season, surely, because that was
Yeah.
that was a good performance. But anyway, thanks for joining us for your interview, mate.
Thank you.
And if you join us next week, hopefully we see you in here again.
Hopefully, yes.
See you later, mate. We'll move on to Dylan Vince next, if that's all right.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I only just sort of jumped in, sort of ready to go, but I was
Yeah,
gonna
all good.
let whoever was in here first have the opportunity
Yeah,
to go
but
first.
go on, go first, mate, if you want to. I'm rewatching a couple moments that I know.
No, you can get going. I've just got some bits in the room at the minute, so you can go ahead.
Okay, thanks.
Right then, Dylan. Quickly remind me of where you finished, mate.
To be honest, I don't know, but I think I was left people that finished, if I'm correct, because I had a 26 second penalty.
Jeez, 26.
Yeah,
You know what?
I
I don't think I checked the penalties all race. That's mad. I didn't even know.
yeah. I had 10 seconds from entering the pit lane. It was a long time ago that I raced on this track in Las Vegas. Yeah, I came in with like 10 seconds of quali left. I just got my setup just right in time, so I had to start last. Then I crashed, got 10 seconds in the pit lane. I didn't know it was coming up so fast after the corner. And then, yeah, I got some warnings because, yeah, my tires were screaming at the end. I was on like, I think almost 80% when I finished on my back tires. So I think my pace was good. If I didn't crash and my strategy went on, I think I had the pace to fight for at least the top 5 because, yeah, I was around P7 without the penalties, I think. And with far worse tires than the rest of the guys.
Fair play. Do you think the tire degradation came into play a bit more than you'd suspect?
Normally, I'm pretty good at reserving the tires, but yeah, now I knew I had to push because yeah, I had to just hope for a safety car. That was my only way of getting back into this race. So I pushed as hard as I can, and at the end, it was just yeah, I just couldn't hold that anymore. Sorry for my bad English sometimes.
That's okay.
It's not my first language. Yeah, the other 10 seconds I picked up at the sphere section, like the tricky corners there, the slow corners. Just because, yeah, I lost back completely and I had to go straight off track. I released the throttle, but I still got the 10-second penalties, so that's why I ended up with 26 second penalties.
So out of the Las Vegas layout, what do you think is the most challenging section of the track?
I think it's actually the DRS straight because, yeah, it's a very, very long straight.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to overtake on this game in corners. Low wings is an absolute go, so I think it's just who can save the battery more here and who can overtake there. So I think the big straight is the most important part of this track.
Absolutely. Well, last quick thing, mate. Race prediction for next week. We don't know where we're going, but give us a number.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just a reserve driver here. But do you know which track it is, or?
Well, we don't know, of course. That's what I'm saying. So just give us a random. Give us a random guess.
Oh.
So I'm not sure. Sorry. If I may butt in, I'm not sure if you heard, but we do we're still doing the voting system that I think that you saw before.
Yeah, I saw before. Yes, I
So
remember.
it's still the same voting system with 3 tracks.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
Sort of
I think if it's I think if I practice, I think I'm in a full-time league where I drive, and I'm pretty fast there if I practice. So if I look at my pace today compared to the other drivers, and if I practice well for the track next week, I think I can get at least top 5
Good to
and
hear it.
maybe even a podium.
Good
But
stuff.
I normally I don't really practice for this league because it's not my full-time league, but I really enjoy driving here sometimes. It's a very nice league, also very nice comms, so thumbs up to you guys.
Thank you very much. Thanks, mate. Well, thanks for joining us for the interview. Hopefully, we can speak to you next week.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully with a podium then.
Yeah, we'll see.
See you, man. See you later.
See you in a bit, mate.
See you later, buddy.
Right then, let's move on, show, mate. How are we doing? First of all, how was the race in through your eyes?
That was better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I normally don't do very well around Vegas. Normally, after a few laps, I've either crashed into so many walls that I've basically lost a front wing and a wheel.
Wow. Bit like Monaco.
So yeah, basically like Monaco. But it's a bit more exciting around Vegas with the straights and that. But overall, I don't think I could have done any better than P8.
Yeah.
With the Dylan's penalties. But yeah, I don't. If I could do better with my throttle control, I might like been able to go longer on the tires. But because of my throttle control, I can't really do much better. Like because I'm either full on or completely off, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But no, I don't really see anything more I could have done that race. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let me ask you a quick thing. I'm going to ask you the same question, actually. What do you think, out of the track, what do you think's the most challenging section?
Ooh.
It'll take time to think.
There's two places for me, really.
Okay.
All three, actually. So, out of the first two turns, you got the mini DRS straight. You go
Yeah.
up to that right hand at the bottom there. I struggle to sort of really find like the best time to really turn for that corner, so I get round it, but not hit that outside wall.
Yeah.
And then the whole like big yellow ball section, the really like sharp left to the like long curving right to the sharp left. I always find it tricky to get the car turned in for the left before you go right, because sometimes I find myself going really wide there, and you have to really get the car really turned in more, just so that you can get like a decent line for the left for the next section. But I always find it hard to get the line right for that next left-hander, because that's where I half the time find myself getting wing damage. It's like I can never really get like the car at a right angle where I can get through that corner and not touch that wall.
Yeah.
On the outside.
One thing I was going to ask. Sorry, were you finished talking, mate? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't have to cut in.
No, you're good.
One thing I wanted to ask was, of course, the massive Las Vegas Strip, and I've seen it a lot of laps today. How hard is that actually to defend from drivers coming behind with DRS? Because it looks pretty bad.
it depends on how on how low you dare to run the car.
Yeah.
Because like the lower the car, the more straight line you have, and the same with like the front with the wings. You either run a little bit of front, so you got a bit more turning for the corners, or you don't touch it and you're literally going like completely no wings whatsoever. Um, so I think there's a few drivers that are running extremely low wing settings, or like a really low car ride height. Um, for that, because even I was struggling to keep up with some of the people, and I
Yeah.
had and I was running 3.0 wings. Um, but it all depends on how much battery. Like DRS is good, but DRS on its own down that straight is, unless you're really close to the car in front, you're basically having to use a lot of it using ERS just to get back up to
Oh, right.
the
Yeah,
next car. Um, not so much if you're already like sat on the rear wing of the other car. That's a different story. If the car behind is under 5 tenths, then you're basically going to get passed either way. If they are over 5 tenths, you've got a little bit of breathing room.
yeah.
Even with DRS, like between 5 tenths to a second, if they've got they're not going to catch unless they literally dump a whole lot of VRS down that straight just to catch up. But under 5 tenths, they can. It's not going to take long for them to get past. There's a couple of times where a couple of drives were like 5 tenths, five to 5.5 tenths behind, and like I was using DRS to defend that's down that straight. And 9 times out of 10, they don't catch up to me until we get to the dodgy chicane.
Yeah. Just looking at the standings while you were talking, and you are currently, I think, 12th position in the championship. We go round 5 next week, which is half season, isn't it? I think.
Yeah,
So
halfway through the season for this time around. Might do 12 next, depending on how long I can give time
fair enough.
between
Yeah.
this season and next season. But yeah, round 5 next week. I don't really know what I'd want to see being 3 tracks. I like to see something spicy, but at the same time, there's not a lot of people who like spicy tracks.
Are the 3
So
tracks? Are they on there now, or to have a look at?
there's no votes for
Oh, fair
anything
enough.
yet, and Owen has not sent me anything for the 3 tracks.
Oh yeah, all good. Yeah, I was just gonna check if they're on there, but I'll check when they're on there.
He's got to send them to me for me to put the vote.
Yeah.
Do the poll. So he's not sent me anything for that yet. But yeah, I like that. There's so many tracks that we didn't get to race last season. That would have been quite interesting to see how people do on those tracks and things like that.
Yeah.
Like Mexico and Baku, for instance. Baku is one of my. It's not one of my favorite tracks to drive. In particular, because like Vegas, I have a tendency to break wings. but it's it's one of those tracks that it's interesting to see which way people go in terms of setups. Like, do they put a bit of wing on so that they can survive? Like, the cars can handle the narrow streets, and like with the like traction zones and things like that? Or do they risk it for a chocolate biscuit and do the straight line for the main straight?
Yeah.
It's like I said, like Vegas, you either have the setup for the car for the windier bits, like sector 1 and 2, or you go for the flat out setup, and it's the same with Baku, really. Like Baku, like I think I usually run like 12.7, 12.6 around there. But there's a lot of people that run even low, very low wings and things like that. Like there's like a lot of people in that race with us that don't like wet weather. Like I like to see wet weather just to see how much it stirs the pot, really.
Oh, that'd be great. I think so. Yeah, at least for one round, just try it.
Yeah, maybe not this season, but maybe next season
Yeah,
there might be a race where it'll be set to wet weather. Like the first icon will be like wet, and like the next, and then like the rest of the time will be random weather.
Yeah.
Because it's similar to what we used to for one of our other another 100% league that I used to race in, where the first like starting weather will be randomized. It could be dry, it could be wet, it could be overcast, and it's literally random weather, like random weather icons along the way. I mean, it'd be more funny to see snow coming down, but I know that's never going to happen.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well,
they might actually introduce 4-wheel drive systems to the cars.
wow, that would make it a bit exciting. It'd spice it
Oh,
up just a
yes.
little bit, but
Just a bit.
just a little bit, yeah. Well, it's been great to speak to you again, mate.
Yeah, and you.
And hopefully I'll speak to you again next week for whatever race we go to. But yes, it's been good to speak to you again, and
Yes,
I hope you have a good rest of your night.
Yep, you too. Take it easy.
You too. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Right, everybody, that is it for the interviews. Thanks for joining us. If you're in the chat still this long in, fair play. But make sure you watch out for the little compilation I'll make, of course, the race highlights video that will be put out later on tomorrow. Thanks for joining me, and have a good evening. Good night.